now startups that have microsatellites that are able to capture satellite images covering the Earth's surface almost at a daily rate. So this means you can have a real-time violence indicator that is going to be useful for a lot of different areas. So in this project is very much ongoing work. We just have started this project maybe 4 months ago. And the first question we asked is, can we build a computer vision algorithm to detect indicators of violence, mostly destroyed buildings in Syria, using high-resolution images? I'm going to show you some evidence that we can do that. I eventually want to do this using medium resolution, but high-frequency updated satellite images. And once we have those indicators, there's a lot of things we can do with that. The key application we think here is going to be predicting refugee flows. So it's no surprise we're doing this in Syria, where we have a lot of data about where refugees came from, where they eventually arrived. And a lot of the development challenges that we hear from people was about predicting and seeing where these refugees would arrive so they can assign resources. We located 255 locations in Syria, which visually identified bombing damage. We eventually want to increase this to about 1,000. We downloaded these areas using Planet Images as well as Google Maps API. And with data augmentation, this gives us about 5,000 different images to play with. And we're going to train 2 different classifiers specific to those satellites. The labeling process, we picked up some satellite images. We labeled that really just heads up fashion, what we thought was a destroyed area. Eventually, we'd like to do this with some type of validation, maybe on the ground. The CNN architecture, we started with an architecture that was used to detect buildings. It has 7 stacked CNNs together with cooling layers in between. We added some dropout in between because that seemed to work better. And then the output from the first, the second, and the 7th layer are upsampled and combined into a stacked feature map. And then you get this pixel prediction or semantic segmentation at the output layer, which is pretty good because I'm an economist and I feel like I sound like I know what I'm talking about here. So that means that anybody, if I can sound like I know what I'm talking about, any economist in the room can sound like they sound convincing. Great. So this is implemented in Theano. Susan will be very happy. This is on Microsoft's Azure server, which is much. And we only trained this on 4 GPUs. Of course, it takes like 4 days to run. And we're only going to show a subset of the images. So you can see the preliminary learning, the destroyed areas in the top right, so it seems to be learning. And the final output after 800 epochs looks like this in this sample image. And if you care about the accuracy, you can stare at this wonderful confusion table. But our accuracy is, it's getting better, but it's somewhere around 85% at the pixel level. Next steps are to train a planet-level classifier that hopefully can do daily, like real-time violence detection. And we really want to get towards predicting refugee flows, so we have a lot of data on that. We want to analyze bias in which areas are reporting conflict, which areas are not. We suspect that there's a lot of bias. And also, if anybody knows about this, so I know there's a deep area about learning generalized features, not just local features. So sometimes it's called domain transfer. If this is your area of expertise, we would like to train something that's not just useful in Syria, that is also useful in other areas. So if that's your area, please come and talk to us, okay? And this is my contact. Thank you very much.